Valley Club, the Starjammers in the game right now. Howard the Duck is here, HAVOK is here, and Lalandra are all in Marvel Strike Force. And we got Battleworld returning next week, along with some Knull shards as well. We're gonna talk about the changes to Battleworld, and it is Monday, so that means we're answering your questions from the mailbag. If you're ready for all of this and more, then you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button, and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. Hope you're having an excellent day. We have the Starjammers in Marvel Strike Force right now. HAVOK's in there, Lalandra's in there, and Howard the Duck is in the game right now, along with some reworks of Groot and Rocket. And Battleworld is coming back next week. We got all the latest details about what is happening, when it's returning. And if you get some value from this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell if you want to get notified as soon as a brand new Marvel Strike Force videos goes up on this channel. We have at least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos every single week on this channel. Well, let's jump right into the game, and this is on the live server. This is not a test server. We see the new members of the Starjammers. HAVOK is in the game right now. This is what his character model is going to look like. We don't have all the abilities in the game right now. It just looks like it's a little bugged right now, but his abilities: basic, plasma punch, special, energy upheaval, the ultimate, localized catastrophe, and the passive magistrate summers. We also have Howard the Duck in the game. Of course, we don't have his abilities in the game yet either, but we know the names of him. Quack Fu for his basic, Lucky Malfunction for his special, DFG for the ultimate, and Detective Duck for the passive. And we do know Lalandra's gear as well, but this is what her character's model is going to look like. I mean, we know her full kit did get announced last week. This is what her character model is going to look like. And let me know what you think of these characters. We also got the reworks to Rocket Raccoon and Groot. They are in the game right now. And if you want to go to marvelstrikeforce.com, their stats, their updated stats are in the game right now. Of course, they don't have that the Starjammer tag yet in the game, but they should have that there. And if you want to see what their stats look like, it is on marvelstrikeforce.com. Well, let's move into the latest Strike Spot episode for the latest on Knull. And one of the big announcements here, Battleworld is returning next week, February 18th. And as far as how many Knull shards you could get once it returns next week, well, if you're able to do the max difficulty 5, do full clear as well, you can earn up to 100 Knull shards every time Battleworld returns. Unfortunately, not on a weekly basis, but it is going to be on a monthly basis. So I guess it's more Knull shards over the course of the month. I guess because they want to try to mitigate some of the downtime that we had during January, where there was no Battleworld returning. So hopefully the amount of ISO 8 crystals, ISO 8 credits that we could get from Battleworld is a healthy amount, kind of to make up for what we were missing while Battleworld was away. But as far as what you could get, as far as Knull shards, this is what you could expect on a monthly basis for Knull. And as far as the amount of time that you need to spend in Battleworld, well, instead of 5 zones and then the Knull boss fight, there should be 3 zones and then the Knull boss fight. Each of these zones, there's going to be your different missions here, and then an elite mission, which either requires Astral or Spider Society. We're going to take a look at the different requirements for each of these sections right now. It should be a lot easier, and big thing, no special ops once Battleworld returns. So we check out what the first mission is going to be once we enter there. It is going to be the Global Heroes. And for this, the modifiers here, enemy strikers on their turn, flipping offense down on that character, barrier that character for 5% of this character's max health. And as far as some of the mods for the Herald mission for Zone 1, well, enemy characters are going to gain 200% damage and armor while below 50% max health. They're also on turn. If a character has taunt, they're going to gain offense up, and on turn, all allies with offense up will gain an assist. And also, enemy Gores will act first and has 300% critical hit damage. And as far as the modifiers for the elite mission in Zone 1, when an enemy character has taunt, all other enemies gain 15,000 armor. And when a positive effect is applied to an enemy character, increase the duration of all positive effects on that enemy by 1 up to a maximum of 3. Moving on to Zone 2, we also have the normal missions, Herald, and elite missions. And the modifiers for Zone 2, when a fortifier character uses an ultimate ability, spread positive effects on that character except for regeneration to adjacent allied characters. Also, on enemy death, enemies will gain immunity and regeneration, and player character healing is reduced by 20%. The Herald mission for Zone 2 will require city heroes, and will feature the combat mods on spawn. Doom, Loki, Emma Frost, and Emma Frost X-Men and Ares all will gain the Cabal trait. Special abilities will cost 2 more ability energy. Ultimate abilities cost 2 less ability energy. When an enemy character dies, allied characters gain 2 ability energy, and enemy Ares has 375% damage, minus 25% speed, and starts the battle with charge. And Ares will also target the character with the highest current health. And as far as the elite mission for Zone 2, when a positive effect is applied to an enemy character, increases duration of all positive effects on that enemy by 1 up to a maximum of 3. On enemy strikers, turn flip offense down on that character, plus barrier that character for 5% of that character's max health. And when an enemy character has taunt, all other enemies gain 15,000 armor. Moving on to Zone 3, the standard mission will feature cosmic and hero characters, and will feature the modifiers. Not sure what this first modifier is. It'll also feature the modifier weaken. Player character healing is reduced by 20%. Throne defenders, when an enemy uses their base attack, they apply bleed to the primary target. When an enemy uses their special ability, they apply heal block to the primary target. And when an enemy uses their ultimate ability, they apply blind to the primary target. Dark Resolve 2 is another modifier on the standard missions. On enemy death, enemies gain immunity and regeneration. The Herald mission for Zone 3 will feature the following modifiers. When an enemy uses their basic attack, they apply bleed to the primary target. When an enemy uses their special ability, they apply a heal block to the primary target. When an enemy uses their ultimate ability, they apply blind to the primary target. Also, breaking barrier. All characters have 50% more max barrier. On spawn, barrier yourself for 100% of that character's max health. Gain 100% damage. On ally death, bury yourself for 100% of that character's max health. And vampire hordes, when a vampire minion is defeated, a replacement for that minion spawns until 5 of that minion has been defeated. Each successive minion is stronger than the last. Each minion type cleared awards a small victory point bonus, and defeating Oath immediately triggers victory. I like this mission. So I guess you just try to target Oath and beat all of them, and you don't have to worry about the minions there. And the elite missions have the modifiers Vanguard. When an enemy character has taunt, all other enemies gain 15,000 armor. And when an enemy uses their basic attack, they apply bleed to the primary target. When an enemy uses their special attack, they apply heal block to the primary target. And when an enemy uses their ultimate ability, they apply blind to the primary target. And as far as the changes to the boss fight for Knull, well, bleeds now have a cap. No single attack can inflict over 3% of that character's boss's max health. In addition, damage caused by bleed, stolen health, or attacks based on the boss's max health can exceed 3% of that boss's max health. So you may not want to keep investing in Adam Warlock and Omega Red, the normal Omega Red, because those were characters that were really used to up to bleeds for Knull and up to damage. Also, another major thing, you can't revive. So Doctor Strange and the Astral team, they can't keep coming back to life over and over on this fight. So should be a lot harder. Hopefully it adds more fun. Let me know your thoughts on all these changes to Battleworld as it comes back next week. Well, let's move on to the mailbag questions of the week, and big shout out to everybody that left a question for this mailbag video. And if you want to leave a question for one of these future mailbag videos, which we do on a weekly basis, usually every Monday, make sure you are a member of the Discord. The link is down below. Go to the mailbag questions channel, ask your question there. And the first question of the week: hey, ValleyFlyin, is Ares Awakened abilities worth it? But my second question is, why hasn't Lilandra filled in the final quadrant? Well, if we look at the final quadrant, a couple guesses there. Well, maybe they're just lazy. They haven't done it yet. Maybe her announcement was just a little too new. They haven't had time to up this changes. Or maybe there's so many bugs going on in the game, they couldn't devote the dev hours to changing this over. Not sure why it hasn't been added, but I expected they're added eventually it should be added there. But as far as Ares, well, as far as his awakened abilities, are they worth getting? Really depends how into war you are. So is the basic, special, ultimate are all good. They're all good for war. They're going to help in war. The ultimate is going to add more ability block for 2 turns instead of 1 turn. In barrier, you're going to clear all barrier on all enemies, and in war, primary target. But I think, and the basic one does more damage. The primary second target's gaining immunity. I think the big one here is the passive though. So if there was any to get, it would be this one. The reason is this part in the passive that the awakened ability adds isn't just for wars, for all game modes. At the start of any match, enemy characters cannot spawn with safeguard. That is huge. For certain matches, that is very, very important, especially in Cosmic Crucible or the game modes. So you may want to get this one now. It was initially available in the free path of the battle passes. So if you were just playing over the course of, I believe it was over 8 weeks or so that it was released, that you would have got this for free. Not sure how to get this at this point, but hopefully there is a easy path for players to get this if they didn't get that on the initial release. Hey Valley, I just unlocked Odin. Congratulations, brother. What are some teams I could use him on? I've seen the teams need speed. I was thinking maybe New Avengers taking out the Thing when in war, and then Crucible putting it with Superior 6 taking out Spider Slayer. What other teams are good as putting a 5th member? Thanks for the help. Let's first go into game and talk about Arena. Now, Arena is where you're really gonna shine with Odin. I think that is the most important game mode because that's what gives you power cores, and power cores helps you in every aspect of the game. This is the team that I'm currently using in Arena. Now, if you don't have Shadow King, before I was using this team, I was using this team with Gladiator in place of Shadow King. We changed around the placement a little bit. I think Apocalypse was next to Gladiator. Also seen some people use endgame Thanos in this spot that Shadow King is at, but you have your mythic characters here: Mephisto, Apocalypse, Odin, Gore, and then for this last spot, you could rotate either Shadow King, endgame Thanos, or Gladiator. All of them work pretty effectively. That is going to be the best spot for Arena. Now, as far as War for Odin, very, very good at taking out Mephisto teams. So teams like Annihilators with Mephisto, well, Odin with Nowhere could take that out. Odin with the 4-piece of Out of Time could take that out. And Odin Illuminati, which takes out a lot of teams, could also take out the Annihilators with Mephisto and War. The Astral team with Mephisto, well, Odin with Illuminati also takes that out. Odin with the Annihilators will take that out. If you see an Orcus with Mephisto, well, Odin with a Gamma team, old school team, could take out that Orcus team. And if you see a Night Stalkers with Mephisto and War, well, Odin with the Extreme X-Men with Rogue, or Odin with Secret Defenders can take out that Night Stalkers Mephisto team. Now, as far as Cosmic Crucible, Odin and Illuminati are very good in that game mode as well, whether you're using that team on offense or on defense. On defense, it takes a big team to take them out, and if you're using that Odin Illuminati on offense, well, you could take out an Odin Illuminati on defense with that team, along with a bunch of other teams as well. So very, very strong team. The main thing with Odin, you want to make sure that you have characters going before him fast enough so that you can get him to assist, so that as soon as he does his special or using his basic, you have that battlefield effects going off with Odin. So that is the main thing. And if you're facing an Odin, well, you want to kill him before he gets his battlefield effects off, because once Odin has his battlefield effects start going off, big AoE attack every time you do a move, it is very, very difficult to beat that Odin. So when facing an enemy Odin, you just want to make sure that you kill him before he does his big move. And if you're using your Odin, you want to make sure that you're bringing fast characters that will get him some assists. So that's it for the mailbag question of the week. Big shout out to everybody that left a question there. Let me know your hype level for the Star Jammers now that you know that Howard is officially on that team, HAVOK is officially on that team, and let me know what you're doing to prepare for Battleworld now that you know that it's coming next week. Are you doing anything? Are you gonna wait and see? Let me know down in the comments. Hopefully you got some value from this video, and if you did, leave it a like. And if you want to see what are the best teams in Marvel Strike Force today, check out the video up there, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.